So this is the last Real Talk of 2020, and it's actually in the same room that we started Real Talk in. It's just been such a cool series of getting to hear life from different youth perspectives, and it's been amazing to see how many youth could relate with each of their stories. And I just want to thank you guys for coming today to share what 2020 has been like for you. I think today we really just want to talk about that and hear it from your perspective. And Pastor has so beautifully been helping us to shift our perspective to look at this year as a year of favor. But he also said that you could look at this year as fear, the year of frustration, the year of fighting. So which of those three words maybe can you guys relate with most this year?
I would say frustration, because I feel like everybody kept coming into the new year. They had big hopes for 2020. And a lot of it could just in March just got halted. People got frustrated because some people were losing jobs, and people were losing family members, getting sick, and it could be fear and it could be frustration.
Fear and frustration, especially in high school, and you're doing all your classes online, and you don't get to actually talk to your teachers one-on-one whenever you have a question or something like that. So I would say that is a bit frustrating.
I feel like that would have started out fun and then become frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. I was so excited when they were like, oh, you guys get to stay home and do school online. I was like, yes, I don't have to be in school. I was so excited. But then months went by and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I would say fear, just not really knowing what's gonna come next, and not really know where we're headed. And with school is a big one, just not knowing if we're going back or if we have to keep doing Zoom calls.
Yeah. Is there one word that you could use to kind of sum up all of 2020? Yeah.
That'd be mine.
I would say different. It was different because not everything, in my opinion, not everything was bad. I feel like there was a lot of learning opportunities, and people just got opportunities in general. You grew as a person and all that. And 2020 has been throwing some hits. And it has been throwing hits.
Yeah. I feel like it probably hit y'all's age group more too, being so used to being around so many people. I probably don't interact with, but maybe 20 people a week, and you guys, hundreds of people, and then all of a sudden it's snowing, you're in your room, just locked down.
I tell kids our age thrive. They share just off social interaction. Kids without that it's just crazy. That's how we learn off of each other and all that, and just having that stripped away.
Yeah.
So different.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of sad stuff happened. I don't know why, but 2020 took a lot of people this year. Took a bunch of people. 2020 kind of really shows you how priceless your life is, because so many people lost it. So you're really wow, I need to cherish every moment, especially as a teenager.
Wow,
You
for
really
sure.
see how much stuff you took for granted. Now, because we literally took our freedom for granted. I was one of those people who was oh, I don't like going out today. And then now, I actually can't. I can't go anywhere now.
That's so funny. Yeah, I would definitely consider myself to be more of an introvert. And I feel like I'm more extroverted now than ever.
Sure.
Dang, I actually really do like being around people, and I'm ready for that to be a thing again. I've been thinking about this. How do you think this year will affect you 10 years from now? Do you think that you'll look back on this, it'll just be that was a crazy time? Or I feel like it's got to have built resilience in your generation in a way that I don't think any other generation's been affected. At the same time, I feel like it's going to be we did that. It wasn't as big a deal as they were making it to be, in the sense that there's a lot of fear and a lot of chaos, and cool, if this happens again, we'll know how to handle it better.
2020 was pretty bad, and it definitely took a really big toll on my mental health.
Yeah.
But I think I learned a lot more from this year that I can take into future years, over all the stuff that I had to go through. I learned more through that, and seeing what God has provided through all the pain and the hardships in my family and through my friends, seeing how he just still has been there through it all, really taught me a lot about my faith.
Definitely.
Youth X hurt when they were oh, there's no Youth X. I was so close to crying. I was so close.
Really?
I was so hurt. I was yo, there's no Youth decks. Like, I was really excited about
Yeah.
Tennessee,
Y'all
but
got
I was
creative.
mostly excited about like the sermons, because that's what I'm always excited about.
Yeah.
Is the sermons, and then like the praising, and then the eager time. That's like, those are my favorite parts.
Yeah.
And I was really excited about it. And I remember I was talking to Kendall, and she was like, there's no youth decks. I was so mad. I was like, oh my God. I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah. I was like, there's a video. I was like, there's a video saying that there's no youth decks? I don't want to watch it. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I think where you're going is where I'm going too. Of like, this year kind of revealed some new opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, what are some things that this year has revealed, whether it be understanding yourself better, or having, you know, personal experiences with God in your own room without there needing to be a huge crowd or live worship, or like, what do you think for you personally has been one of those like revealing moments through this year?
I feel like you really had so much time to think, especially like if you're just straight alone, like had time to
Yeah.
think of who I want to be, or just like thinking back on like what am I doing wrong in certain things. Like you had so much time to like think and plan for certain things. I feel like
When I was in my room more and more, I don't know, but you really start to recognize who's really there for you and who really isn't there for you. So the more I sat in my room and the more I was like on my phone, the less my friends started to decrease, and the more the real people who are my real friends started to show themselves more and more to me.
We kind of been talking about this, but how have you experienced God's favor this year? And then even thinking about 2021, like what things are you going to carry out of 2020 into the next year?
My faith has not been where it needs to be. My relationship at the beginning was not like good, because it's bad, but I'm always angry at God a lot. Sometimes he does stuff that just like angers me. So COVID was definitely one of the things that angered me. I was very frustrated for a while, and then I just was not watching church, wasn't listening to the music, was really just upset and then angry. And then one day something hit me, and I was like, wow, like, I've been mad at him and I shouldn't be. I don't have to be. And then I was like, I need to rebuild my relationship with him. So that's what I've been doing all 2020, is rebuilding my faith and my relationship with God.
I think it taught me that, like, going into 2021, that even through all of like the disaster and this horrible year, that God is still good through everything. And he's done a lot in my life, in your life, in everyone's life, in different ways.
Yeah, I'd say it kind of taught me he's still here, and he did, like, there's a purpose behind it. So it's kind of hard to like believe that there's a purpose when it's kind of like, because we can't understand why he would do that.
Pastor talked about how favor can sometimes feel like inconvenience and like an interruption. It can expose insecurities. Which of those three do you think you relate with most as you begin to perceive God's favor working this year?
I think insecurities, because I struggled a lot, like, within myself, and this year really brought that out of me because I had to sit with myself for a really long time. And like, just this whole entire year has been unexpected and unfamiliar, and it taught me like the only way to stretch my faith is like to get unfamiliar and uncomfortable in this season. So that taught me a lot. Through my insecurities, I used that as a way to grow my faith.
Well, I think too, it's impressive, like just hearing you guys talk, how like self-aware you are, that even that you could catch yourself before and like realize that thought spiral, and you know, like I feel like that will carry you places that no other event could, like that will support you for the rest of your lives. What have you guys thought about what you want your word to be for 2021?
My word is faith. Because, like I said, I just wasn't into it this year. So next year, and starting, like, it's already started, but I plan to continue growing back in my faith and just being more in tune with God.
I would say mine is perseverance, because it ain't gonna be easy. It's not like you're gonna run into hardships, you're gonna run into times like I know I'm gonna have times where things are gonna get hard and I'm probably gonna doubt myself. You might not think about it, but you make a difference in somebody's life. And if your absence were to ever happen or something, especially if it was like to the hands of yourself, then like, 'cause if you let something get too far in your head, that could affect so many people. So persevering through the hard times, whether it's in your head or persevering through maybe what somebody said, or just trying to like do that and just get through. Because if you got through 16, 17, however old you are, how many years of your life, you can keep getting through. You can keep going.
Yeah, mine's intentional, just being like thinking about like what I'm doing and where I'm spending my time.
Because I know that I try to control a lot of aspects of my life that go super fast, and just sitting there and like letting God speak through me and speak to me and just being quiet for 5 minutes was a really big thing for me, because I know I want to control everything all the time, and I can't, because it's in God's hands. So just being available to what He has to teach me.
Man, this has been such a helpful and powerful conversation. Thank you guys for being so honest and vulnerable about your experience this year. Let us know in the comments what your year for the Lord is, and the answer to some of those questions too. I'd love to chat with you in the comments section. So go ahead and do that, and thank you guys for watching.